You are living in a post-pandemic world where the idea of stability has collapsed. The job market no longer has room for the average, rent prices are soaring, and the jobs that once promised security are now draining your spirit, day after day. You were born under Sagittarius, the child of Jupiter, the symbol of faith, freedom, and expansion. In 2025, you don't need someone to come save you. You need to release what's been quietly stealing your life force without giving anything worthy in return. Your birth chart is sending a clear warning. If you don't change direction now, you'll burn out. Not because you're doing too much, but because you're trying to survive on a path that no longer belongs to you. In 2025, you don't need to do more, you need to choose better. Money doesn't come from trying harder, it comes from having the courage to live in alignment with your true self. But to choose better, you must first know, who are you among the millions of Sagittarians in the world? Because not everyone born between November 22 and December 21 is the same. Astrology divides Sagittarius into 3 birthdate groups, and each one carries a unique journey to awaken abundance, purpose, and the way you attract wealth. Some are here to learn how to let go of others' expectations and rewrite the rules of their own life. Some are here to say no to what feels safe but quietly drains their energy. And some, at just the right time and with one bold choice, can release prosperity like a river that's been waiting to burst free. In the next part, we'll help you identify your group, decode your birth date's financial energy, and most importantly, show you how to activate your flow of wealth in perfect alignment with your soul's frequency. Are you ready to hear the truth? Don't scroll too fast, because missing just a few lines could mean missing your moment to change everything in 2025. 2024 may not have been a year of failure for you, but it has certainly been a year of silence. You've done everything people say you should do: stability, hard work, living moderately, but you've found yourself drifting further and further from who you truly are. Perhaps you once thought, I just need to try a little harder, but in reality what you're lacking isn't effort, it's direction. And 2025 is not here to help you try harder, it's here to help you dare to take a different path. You are living in a post-pandemic world where the concept of stability has collapsed. The job market no longer has space for the average person, rent prices are skyrocketing, and jobs that once promised security are draining your spirit daily. If you were born between November 22 and December 1, you belong to the Sagittarius group that is being awakened the earliest by Jupiter and Venus regarding money, values, and personal truth. In 2025, you don't need someone to come save you. You need to let go of what is draining your life energy without giving anything worthwhile in return. And you need to do it now, without delay. You've tried to fit in, tried to follow the rules, tried to live peacefully with a job, a relationship, or a lifestyle where you never truly saw yourself. But you can't take it anymore, because deep inside you, there's a part that has never truly been alive. Your astrological chart is sounding an alarm, showing that if you don't take a new path right now, you won't burn out from working too much, but from trying to survive on a path that's no longer yours. In 2025, you don't need to choose more, you need to choose right. Money doesn't come because you're good, it comes because you're true to yourself. Especially if you were born between November 22 and December 1. Uranus and the Black Moon are strongly activating your second house, the house of values and survival. A shock may come, a contract being cut, financial betrayal, or a situation that forces you to stand alone. Don't see this as punishment, it's an opportunity for you to break free from a system you never truly belonged to. There's no more time to try to fit the market. This is the moment for you to create your market from your own real experiences. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to realize what you already have and what you've long forgotten. If you were born between November 22 and December 1, you belong to the Sagittarius group, strongly illuminated by Jupiter, the planet of knowledge, communication ability, and the need to live true to your inner truth. In other words, you're not suited for rigid environments, repetitive jobs, or places that don't allow you to speak up. You are the type of person who, when you express what you understand, others are enlightened. When you guide, people easily absorb the knowledge. When you tell your real story, people want to listen. That is your true energy, and it's also where money will flow to if you dare to use it the right way. For the younger generation, you can quickly access information, adapt to technology, and leverage digital platforms. For those already working, you have practical experience, processes you've refined, and things you wish someone had taught you when you were just starting. For middle-aged people or those living in provinces, you have resilience, attention to detail, life experience, and a better understanding of local customers than anyone else. And especially if you were born between November 22 and December 1, the Sagittarius group strongly influenced by Jupiter, your strengths are even more pronounced. You're not good at chasing jobs. You're good at understanding deeply, speaking accurately, and guiding others in ways they can easily grasp. So these are the jobs that are a perfect fit for you, not because someone said so, but because your innate energy is born to do these things. If you're good at speaking and can explain things clearly, consider teaching online, mentoring one-on-one, creating podcasts, or live streaming guidance sessions. If you enjoy writing, think about writing a blog, an ebook, or creating in-depth content with a focus on sharing and education. If you're good at connecting and leading groups, you could organize workshops, soft skill training sessions, or experience sharing events. If you've gone through many valuable life lessons, turn those experiences into consulting services, coaching, or courses for those who follow after you. The important thing is not what you do on a grand scale, but that you start with what you already have. A skill, an experience, a story you once hid because you thought it wasn't important. But those things, when you dare to look back at them, can turn into a stream of income if you know how to share, guide, or turn them into value for others. You don't need to live by anyone else's model. As long as you live true to your strengths, you can open up more income streams than you think, from knowledge, from work skills, from handmade services, even from long-term relationships you've built. If you've read this far, perhaps a part of you also wants to change. I don't promise to show you how to get rich quickly, but if you want to start over in a truer, more authentic way, then I'm here to look back together with you. Leave your birth date in the comments and say something you've never dared to say about your financial journey. Maybe from that very thing the path will open. But this is only one part of Sagittarius' financial map for 2025. If you were born between December 2 and December 11, you no longer carry the energy of beginnings, but rather the energy of breakthrough, often caught between ambition and reality. If you've been feeling like you've done so much but still feel stuck, then the next part is just for you. Let's explore what's going on inside you and how astrological energy is influencing your journey. Were you born between December 2 and December 11? Then you carry the combined energy of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and Mars, the planet of action. This creates a strong, proactive personality with a constant desire to conquer new heights. You don't just dream, you act to turn those dreams into reality. However, this passion and high expectation can sometimes become a source of pressure. You constantly set high goals and push yourself to achieve them. But remember, pushing harder isn't always the answer. Sometimes, pausing and adjusting your direction is the real key to long-term success. The year 2025 is the ideal time for that adjustment. It's time to pause, listen to yourself, and redefine what truly matters. Instead of chasing external standards, focus on your inner values and passions. When you align with your true self and your soul's purpose, financial stability and success will follow naturally. To understand this more clearly, let's look at three major houses in your 2025 birth chart: the first house, second house, and sixth house. These areas are being strongly activated and will deeply influence how you see yourself, your money, and your work. The first house represents your identity and how you show up in the world. When this area is lit up, you'll feel an urge to assert your individuality, refresh your image, and live more authentically. The second house governs personal finances and core values. This energy encourages you to reassess how you earn money and question what's truly meaningful and worth your time. The sixth house, related to daily work and health, will push you to restructure your habits and care more deeply for both your body and mind. Together, these movements offer a chance to redesign your life in a way that brings more depth, alignment, and long-term fulfillment. Additionally, the combination of Mars and Jupiter brings intense drive and a hunger for growth. But it can also lead to perfectionism and burnout, especially if your expectations don't match reality. So if you're working hard but seeing little progress, the issue might not be effort, it might be strategy. Instead of pushing harder in the same direction, it's time to ask, is this still the right path for me? You're not made for checklist jobs or repetitive tasks. You need vision, meaning, room to innovate. Without those, your motivation fades quickly. Look for roles that tap into your creativity, strategic thinking, and your deep desire to make a real impact. When you work in alignment with your true nature, success becomes not just possible, but sustainable. So, what kinds of work are best for you at this stage? If you enjoy building frameworks, creating systems, and offering guidance, then you don't belong in rigid or repetitive roles. You're meant to innovate and build from the ground up. Fields related to personal development, wellness, and performance optimization, such as coaching, planning, or program design, are a great fit for you. If you've ever switched careers or torn down and rebuilt your life, this is your golden hour to turn your story into inspiration. Build a personal brand, create a course, start a community. Your lived experience can be the light for someone else who's just beginning again. But even when you've found the right path, you might still ask, why hasn't my money changed? You've done everything right by the world's standards, worked hard, followed the rules, avoided risk. So, where's the money? Because it's not about doing more. It's about doing what's aligned. You've been living by someone else's script, not by your own energetic flow. You're not here to chase deadline. You're here to follow your mission. You don't need to do more. You need to find the one thing that's true enough for you to give your all to. In 2025, your beliefs about money will be rewritten. Wealth won't come from self-sacrifice, it will come from realignment. When your life flows in the right order, money becomes a byproduct, not the struggle. You won't just be earning. You'll be creating value directly from your lived truth. And people won't pay you because you're good. They'll pay you because you're real. Remember, you don't need to be perfect or constantly strong. What matters is that you're honest with yourself and brave enough to step out of your comfort zone and explore new ways of living and earning. That's when you'll unlock not just success, but peace. If this resonates with you, leave your birth date and your story in the comments. Who knows, maybe from your truth, a new path will open in 2025. If Sagittarius Group 2 is about the journey of learning to be selective and say no to protect oneself, then Group 3 is the next step, where dreams begin to take clearer shape, with strategy and the ability to be realized. If you were born between December 12 and December 21, you belong to the final stretch of Sagittarius. The energy is no longer fiercely blazing, but becomes more contemplative, focused, and inward-looking. At this stage, belief no longer floats in the sky, but seeks to take root in reality. And it is at this intersection between aspiration and discipline that Group 3 is born. You carry within you a rare combination of Jupiter's expansive vision and Saturn's discipline. Thanks to this, you don't just have grand ideals, you also possess the perseverance and clarity to turn those ideals into reality. The year 2025 marks an important phase for redefining your values and your role in society. As Jupiter moves into the 7th house, the area of relationships and long-term commitments, you become more magnetic due to your steadiness, reliability, and far-sighted vision. This is a time for you to learn how to connect more deeply, to listen more, and to build relationships with true depth. As you begin to open up to the outside world, the journey of returning to your inner self also unfolds. That is, when Saturn moves into the 4th house, the house that represents family, emotional core, and the need for safety and stability. Under this influence, you may start asking foundational questions such as, what am I truly living for? Do I genuinely feel at peace with the place I call home? You might go through emotionally vague phases, pressure from family responsibilities, or a longing for a true place of belonging. But see this as a valuable opportunity to rebuild your personal life, from understanding what you really need to creating a nurturing environment for your emotions, connections, and long-term values. Therefore, your value in 2025 does not lie in doing more, but in doing things the right way at the right time. With the signature energy of Group 3, you shine in roles that require systematic thinking, organizational skills, and dedication. You work most effectively when entrusted with autonomy, when you have space to implement long-term plans in your way. However, life doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes unexpected changes or out-of-control situations will force you to adjust your course, This is the key lesson the universe is sending you. Learn to accept support, be gentle with reality, and stay flexible in the face of the unforeseen. And especially when pressure mounts, pay attention to how you react. Group 3 tends to think like strategists. You plan thoroughly, set high standards, and often silently carry the burden so as not to disappoint anyone. But the more you try to control everything, the more easily you feel burnt out. This is not the time to be perfect, it's the time to be honest with yourself. Allow yourself to pause, to make mistakes, to breathe. Observe what truly still holds value for you to keep investing in, and what has reached its end and should be released to lighten your heart. Because sometimes it is precisely in the moment you accept being off track that you discover a new horizon you never imagined before. From this deep self-awareness, you can start to redraw your career path more clearly. With a systematic mindset, outstanding organizational abilities, and a high degree of precision in every detail, you possess qualities that are ideal for many strategic and leadership-oriented roles. With a strategic mind and excellent organizational skills, you are especially well-suited for roles like project management, strategy consulting, or program coordination, where foresight, careful planning, and effective execution are essential. If you enjoy sharing knowledge, you could thrive in the field of education, training, or curriculum design, thanks to your ability to break down complex concepts into understandable, practical insights. In addition, your deep inner world and rich life experience help you shine in inspirational roles through writing books, creating podcasts, or building a personal brand. If you're often the person others turn to for advice, you might consider becoming a career advisor, life coach, or personal development expert, helping others find direction, and in doing so, nurturing yourself as well. Finally, if you want to make an impact on a broader scale, consider areas such as education, senior HR roles, policymaking, or nonprofit organizations. These are places where long-term vision and clear strategy are needed, and where someone like you can truly thrive. After all the movements, from career to emotions, from the outer world to the inner journey, the most important question remains: are you living true to yourself? The year 2025 doesn't require you to run faster than others. It requires you to have the courage to slow down, to hear the call within, and when you live in alignment with your true values, success, connection, and even happiness will naturally find their way to you. Are you standing at a pivotal point in your life? Leave a comment, share what you're trying to let go of, or what you're quietly pursuing. Who knows, simply writing it out might help you see your path more clearly. And if you feel this message resonates with your energy, don't forget to save it, share it, or send it to a Sagittarius you care about, because maybe they too need a gentle reminder from the universe. See you in the next video.